It's Wellness Nerd Out time! How you guys doing today? Happy Wellness Nerd Out time, you guys. And today we're going to nerd out about a very true principle in chess and in life, because it's all about how chess, or we should say how life imitates chess, how the principles in chess apply to everything approached strategically in life. And before we get started, I want to say happy birthday, Bobby Aristad. Happy birthday, man. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you had a great day. And I hope you're having a great night. This one is for you, my brother. We'll talk about him more at the end. But as for now, let's get into our discussion for the day. So what we're going to talk about today, again, is focusing all of your pressure in one area at a time, all at once. So how do you break a weak hinge, right? If you're trying to cut a tree down, simple. You chop once here, you chop once there, you hit the same spot over and over and over. When you're given a chiropractic adjustment, because I'm a chiropractor, it's very relevant, right? What do? Do you put one hand up here, hit this segment, No, you focus all of your pressure at once in one area to be effective. And it doesn't mean that we neglect other things that we are trying to achieve, but it does mean that in this long process of trying to achieve many goals, we focus all of our efforts into each one at a time to fully conquer, to do our best to conquer that task at the given moment, right? So when we talk about this in chess, well, I put up a position here that I think is very applicable to this principle. And you see black has so much more material than white, right? We got two rooks, we got two bishops, all right? And white has two rooks and two bishops, okay? We also have an extra knight and a queen, not to mention an extra two pawns, whether it be these or these. So black's up a lot of material. But what are black's pieces doing? This rook, it has this open file. Yeah, open file is good for a rook, as we've said previously. And again, more than chess, it's about the principle here. But is it working with anything? What are the other pieces doing? It has nothing connected with it. There's nothing working in concert with it to achieve a task, which in this case would be pressure on the white king, right? So, yeah, you have a rook, and it's on an open file, but really, what is it doing without any help, without any support, right? Look at this knight, covering squares, that two big ones here that are unsupported completely by anything. You have support here by the pawn. You have support here. This rook has an open file. It's attacking this bishop, right? But nothing else is. This bishop's going over here. This is going over here. The queen's out of whack, doing nothing, right? So, that's kind of, part of the principle we were talking about yesterday, where, your assets are worth as much as you are doing with them, or your ideas, right, are just worth ideas until they come to fruition, until you make them happen and you make use of them, right? But here, again, focusing more pressure at once generally bodes well. That's how you beat the game you're trying to beat. If you need to have a paper in by 12 a.m. and it's 5 o'clock, what are you going to do? You put all your efforts into writing that paper. You don't putz around doing, going on Facebook and then scrolling through that. No, you put everything into the task at hand, right? It's the same with working out. You did 100 push-ups in a day. If you did 10 sets of 10 push-ups, what's that going to do? Compared to one set of 100 push-ups, or, as many as you can at least. As many as you can. Bringing up another point here. As much as you can. All of your effort is as much as you can do. It's not an infinite amount. We're not perfect. We can't just, we could go a lot more. We could do a lot more than we think, right? But, we can't do everything. But you do as much as you can. And you do it all focusing on that task at hand, right? Every set you do in the gym, if you want to get stronger, you want to get in better shape, you want to change your life, you do as much as you can. All right, you aim for 8, but if you could get 9 or 10, you get 9 or 10. You don't put it down. Granted, your form won't change. Stop drinking out of the toilet. Listen up. The dog's being an idiot. Sorry. But, you know, the point remains the same, right? And so when we look at this position here, well, we have the 2 rooks in line shooting down at this pawn here on G7, right? Because remember, A through H, 1 through 8, right? So this would be G7, right? So we have this bishop here on C3 also shooting on that pawn. Both rooks. This bishop shooting on this pawn. Black is actually in a somewhat tight spot here, right? And we'll say it's white's move, right? Because if it was black, you know, they might be able to get out of it with certain things. But could they? Interesting. It looks like you could just block it, but the rook could take it. This pawn is pinned to the king. You see, it's not about remembering, oh, I'll put all my rooks here and I'll put all my bishop. No. It's that thing, doing things that generally bode well will lead to a good outcome. We can't prepare for everything. Every situation in life is unique, as much as we are brought up to believe that it is not, and things are just purely right or wrong or black or white or gray area if they're not. Every situation is unique, and focusing all of your pressure at one time is a good thing in general, right? Again, without neglecting other things in the future, because you do the same thing then. And what else does that go for? It goes for living presently. It goes for living presently. You don't think about the future or the past. Yeah, you plan and thinking about the future, but you live in the present. Whatever you're doing right at that moment, you put your full effort into. If you are a chiropractor that sees 200 patients in a day, and you are seeing Mrs. Smith, and it's 6 o'clock, and doesn't matter who you're seeing after that, who you saw before that. That is all that matters right now. That is all that matters if you're going to do your best, right? For them and for you, for everybody, all parties involved. So here, as you can see, black would be in a lot of trouble, right? This pawn can't move; it's pinned to the king, right? If we try to move this, right, it opens up the bishop attacking this rook. You know, not to mention we could trade off, and then we could get a pawn and a knight for a rook, which isn't really great, but we get this other rook too, right? But you know, it's just the point. If we try to block here, we can take this with this bishop because this is pinned. It's just a whole world of problems for black. And this all happened because white focused their efforts. So, you know, not to beat a dead horse, I think, you know, we gave a good example of that principle. And again, what's more important is how it relates to life. And we've said many different ways, and apply that to your life in some positive way that can help to improve your quality of life, the quality of your days, right? And I hope you get some stuff done. All right, put all your effort into it that time. So before we go, we got to say, happy birthday, Bobby Aristad. Happy birthday, man. When I think of Bobby, because, hey, take it easy, all right? When I think of you, Bobby, if you're watching this or not, I think of a great rugger, one, great athlete, and a very hard worker. Bobby, too, he'll stick you, man. He'll stick you. You try to run over Bobby, doesn't matter if he's 80 pounds lighter than you. He's going to bring you down. He's going to find a way to do it. And, you're a great guy. It's a pleasure to have met you at Palmer. I met a lot of great people going to Palmer. It was a chapter of life that I didn't know that I would have for some time, and I'm so thankful that I did for so many reasons and what it led to. And it led to meeting, again, a lot of great people, and you certainly are one of them, my friend. So I hope you had a fantastic day today. This one is absolutely 100% for you, and it's your day forever in the book of When Wellness. So happy birthday, brother. Who do we got? Let's say hi to the people here. X Beltranks, how you doing? Dami, what's up, girl? How you doing? Thanks for hopping on. User 270890. Wow, username must have really been taken for you to have to put that many numbers after it if they don't have any actual significance to your life. But maybe they do. And who else do we got? We got G Cruz. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you very much. Great quick discussion. I'm going to go hang out with my friends who are chilling over here. I would turn the camera so you could say hi to them, but they can always hop in if they want. But we'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a great rest of your night and happy Wend Wellness. Thank you so much.